So this is a weird setup for a video. This is not how I normally look. This is not where I normally am, and it's normally not raining on my tent. But I am at Silverstone for the weekend for the British Grand Prix, and I wanted to give you a quick update on how things are going with this thing. And I'm loving it. Want the latest Apple news, leaks and rumours? Subscribe and ring the bell. So in the first video on the Pico 4, which I'm wearing on my head right now, I might take it off in fact, I did my way in because we're doing this partnership with FitXR. So we're using fitness app on the Pico 4, which is honestly a very, very good all-round piece of kit, especially when you take into consideration the price on these things. And I did my way in, and I was going to basically see if I could lose some weight by doing this fitness thing. And we're going to be carrying on for quite some time, but just in the first week, I dropped 1.25 kilograms, which is about 2.5 pounds. I'm pretty pleased with that. Admittedly, I think the motivation from it has also prompted me to change my diet a little bit and that kind of thing. Just be more aware of what I'm eating. But I've got into the challenge. The challenge is going really well. I will throw some stuff on the screen while we're doing it. This was like a lower body leg workout, a lot of squats. And my legs were burning by the end of this. It was a real intense workout, but it is very well guided. There are proper warm-ups and proper cool-downs throughout. I've also been playing a few other games, but this is the one that actually I'm spending quite a lot of time doing because it does gamify the actual workout, because you've got the hand tracking and the body tracking and the cameras and all of the accelerometers that are built into this piece of kit here. It just makes everything really immersive because you actually get scored quite accurately on the moves that you're doing. As I say, apologies for the noise in this video. We do have helicopters going overhead here at Silverstone. We have a lot of cars racing quite fast. We have a lot of rain going on this tent at the moment. But I've also been sitting in the tent and not obviously doing the fitness thing because that's very difficult while you're sitting down, but playing a few other games which you can actually do seated, and using it for some other stuff. I am going to be trying to get this thing set up. It doesn't seem to be particularly easy to interface with the Mac for their virtual desktop environment, where you can basically have those virtual displays. But I'm working on it. There is a Mac app, and I didn't have too much time to actually put into it yet, but once we get that going, that is also almost going to give you the kind of displays around you that that is looking like something that's going to be quite prominent in the near future. So this kind of virtual workspace thing basically takes away the limits of your monitor space, your monitor display sizes, and that kind of thing. It's really immersive. It's so good. I mean, I've literally had it hooked up to my iPhone using my personal hotspot, so it's not using a huge amount of data. The signal here is not great, but it's been absolutely rock solid. It hasn't felt like I'm anywhere, but as soon as I put this thing on, even though I'm in the tent and you've got the rain going on and the helicopters, you are immersed in the environment, and the immersion that you get with this thing, although the screens, you can see pixels, but it's not distracting because as soon as your body gets used to it and you aren't specifically looking for them, it all just vanishes, and you do just feel it's so natural. There's no lag that I can see when you move your head around. The environment is static and you are moving within it, and it really is quite magical. This is something that I've never experienced VR before this challenge. The fitness thing has been really, really good, and the fact that it's gamifying it and making it a thing that I'm going to keep doing, that I'm excited to come back to, is really, really good. I might not do it in here because it's a bit small, this tent, for doing that, and right now it's absolutely throwing it down outside, as you can probably hear in the background, and sorry for that. I'm not I hope it's not too distracting, but I'm super pleased with this. My son's played with it. He's played a bit of Fruit Ninja on there. My wife actually went into VR and was really actually quite impressed, and she's not a techie person. She doesn't particularly like tech. She's very retro. She's very kind of loves her 80s, but this thing, she was just like, this is really weird, but I quite like it. And yeah, I think that's where I'm coming from with this thing. It is really, really fun. I have been keeping up with those workouts. I think you can see my scores on the leaderboards. I probably am not very high up on those leaderboards, but it also gives you a really good a really easy way to capture stuff. It's right built into these controllers that you use, so you can basically tap the camera button once and that will take a screenshot, or you can press and hold it and that will start a screen recording. And it's one of those things that it's quite intuitive. The only thing I'm not super happy with, the thing that annoys me very slightly, is that these buttons are so recessed and I can't always remember which one is which. For going back to the kind of home screen, this is basically works as your home button underneath here, and then the one with the camera on it obviously has the camera function, but actually it is raised. I could probably find that with my thumb if I needed to, but because you can't see the controllers when you're inside the virtual environments, it does make that slightly frustrating. But I think it's mainly because I'm still quite new to it. I think you would get quite used to it, and I'm not a console player either, so I'm not used to the X, Y, A, B buttons, or the circle, triangle, square, octagon, whatever the buttons are on a PlayStation. I've never it's been probably 15 or 20 years since I've played on a console in any sort of consistent way. We don't own any consoles. At the moment, we've always used our Apple devices in general for that kind of stuff. But you can still grab yourself one of these things, and they are very affordable. This is like sub £400, and honestly, I can't fault the thing. I really can't. I encourage you to give this a try. Anyway, once I'm back from this rainy tent, we will do some more updates early next week, hoping that we'll get quite a bit going on news-wise. Hopefully things are going to pick up again very soon in terms of finding more stuff out about various different products that are on the way. But thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this rainy day in Silverstone.